This video didn't just randomly appear in your life. It found you. And not by accident, not by coincidence, but because something inside you has already started shifting. You've been feeling it, haven't you? Not the full abundance yet, not completely visible in your reality, but something deeper, something subtle, something you can't fully explain, yet you also can't ignore. It's like the pressure in the air right before a storm breaks. But this time, you're not preparing for destruction. You're preparing for arrival, for everything you've been quietly building toward, to finally show up. And listen carefully. That feeling? It's not false hope trying to fool you again. It's recognition. A deeper, almost spiritual recognition. Your soul realizing that the shift has already begun, and what you are about to see in your outer world is just the physical confirmation of what has already happened within you. You're close, closer than you think. And this exact moment, this video, this message reaching you right now, this is one of the signs. Sign number 1, you've stopped caring about things that once consumed you. And no, this isn't you giving up. This isn't sadness. This isn't numbness. This is evolution, because the drama that once pulled you in now feels draining, even to watch. The validation you used to chase, it feels unnecessary. The competition you once entertained now feels like a game you've outgrown. Let me tell you something powerful. That's not apathy, that's elevation. You've shifted so deeply that your old world no longer matches your new frequency. And here's the truth most people never realize. When your inner world changes, your outer world is forced to catch up. You're not losing interest, you're creating space. And abundance? Abundance rushes into spaces that are no longer cluttered with misalignment. Sign number 2, you've started making different choices without even trying. You're saying no where you used to say yes out of guilt. You're choosing rest without feeling like you need to earn it. You're walking away from opportunities that look perfect on paper, but feel wrong in your body. And the most surprising part, you're not overthinking anymore. You're just knowing, moving, trusting, without needing validation. That's not you being difficult. That's you finally living in alignment instead of survival. And understand this, you can't chase abundance. You can't hustle your way into it. You can only become the version of you that naturally attracts it. And right now, that's exactly who you're becoming. Sign number 3, you're no longer afraid of losing what you have. Not because you don't care, but because you finally understand something most people never do. What is meant for you cannot be taken from you. And what isn't meant for you was never going to stay. That tight grip you once had on people, on outcomes, on timelines, it's loosened. You're holding life with open hands now. And here's the truth, nothing new can enter your life. If you're still clinging tightly to what no longer belongs, abundance needs space. It needs trust. It needs release. And without even realizing it, you've been letting go. Every time you chose peace over control, every time you trusted instead of forced, every time you surrendered the when, you were preparing for this moment. Sign number 4, time feels different. You're not obsessing over when it will happen anymore. You're not comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel. You're not counting days. You're not chasing timelines. You're just here, present, and somehow peaceful in the uncertainty. And that shift from anxious waiting to calm presence, that's what happens right before everything changes. Because abundance doesn't come to desperation. It comes to readiness. And readiness is a frequency, a state of being. And you've stepped into it. Sign number 5, you're being pulled toward things that don't logically make sense. A random urge to learn something new. A sudden thought to reconnect with someone from your past. A deep pull toward a path that doesn't guarantee anything, but feels undeniably right. Don't ignore this. These aren't distractions. These are directions. Invisible guidance moving you into position. Because abundance rarely comes through the doors you're staring at. Sometimes, it enters through the path you never expected. Your job isn't to understand it. Your job is to trust it. And you have been. Even when it felt uncomfortable. Even when it felt uncertain. That courage, that faith, that's what makes you magnetic. And now, the final sign. The one that doesn't shout. The one that doesn't need proof. The one that quietly confirms everything you've been sensing. even in the moments you couldn't explain it, even when you doubted it, even when you questioned yourself. Because something has changed, and you feel it. Not on the surface, not in a way others can easily point out, but internally, energetically, at your core. Something is different now. You feel different when you look at yourself, not just in the mirror, but in the way you carry yourself, in the way you respond to life, in the way you no longer react the way you used to. There's a calmness in your eyes now, a kind of peace that isn't forced, a depth that comes from everything you've been through, everything you've healed from, everything you've finally let go of. There's a stillness within you that no longer needs validation from the outside world, a quiet, grounded confidence that doesn't need to be loud, doesn't need to prove anything, because it's real, and you know it's real. You're not pretending anymore. You're not wearing masks to be accepted. You're not shrinking yourself to fit into spaces you've outgrown. You're not performing for approval or chasing attention just to feel seen. And for the first time in a long time, you're not trying to convince anyone of your worth. Not them, not the world, not even yourself. Because deep down, you've already realized something powerful. You've become it. The version of you that once felt so far away. The version of you you used to imagine. You're not chasing that person anymore. You are that person. And that realization, it changes everything. You've crossed a threshold that most people never reach. Not because they can't, but because they never stop long enough to see it. You've moved beyond the illusion. That abundance is something outside of you, something distant, something reserved for other people, something you have to earn through exhaustion or chase through endless effort or prove yourself worthy of over and over again. You've outgrown that belief, and in its place, you've stepped into something far more powerful, a deeper truth, a quieter truth, but a truth that changes the way you experience everything. Abundance isn't something you chase. It's something you align with. It's something you embody. It's something that flows into your life naturally, effortlessly, when you stop running and finally stand still in who you truly are, fully, authentically, without apology, without fear, without needing permission. And the most powerful part of all this, you're already there, right now. Even if your external reality hasn't fully caught up yet, even if things still look the same on the outside, inside, everything has shifted. And that inner shift, that invisible transformation, that's where everything begins. That's the moment life starts responding differently to you. That's the moment things start aligning, without force, without struggle, without you having to chase them down. So pause for a moment. Not later, now. Pause. Take a slow breath in and let it out. Let these words settle. Let them land. Because if this feels like it's speaking directly to you, like it's putting words to something you've been silently experiencing, that's not random. That's not coincidence. That's alignment. You didn't just stumble across this message. You were meant to hear it at this exact moment, because you are standing at the edge of something powerful, a shift, a turning point, a new chapter that doesn't look like anything you've experienced before. You are at that moment where everything begins to reflect back to you, who you've been becoming in silence, all the nights you kept going when no one saw, all the times you chose growth over comfort, all the moments you let go of what wasn't right for you, even when it was hard, even when it hurt. None of it was wasted, not a single part of it. It was all preparation. It was all alignment. It was all leading you here. And now, it's about to show, in ways you didn't expect, in ways you didn't plan, in ways that will make you look back and realize everything was happening for you all along. You are close, closer than you've ever been, not because time has passed, but because you have changed. And when you change at your core, your reality has no choice but to follow. Now do this. Don't just listen passively. Don't just let this be another video you scroll past. Engage with it. Feel it. Claim it. Write this down. Say it out loud, and mean it when you say it. I see the signs. Abundance is already flowing into my life. Again, slowly, with intention. I see the signs. Abundance is already flowing into my life. Let it sink in. Let it become something you believe, not just something you hear. Because this, right here, this is your turning point. The moment everything begins to shift. Not loudly, not all at once, but in a way you feel before you can explain. The moment you stop waiting for life to happen and start allowing it to come to you without forcing every step. The moment you move from chasing to receiving, from pushing to trusting, from controlling every outcome to finally surrendering to the flow of what's meant for you. Because here's the truth, most people never truly understand. The biggest transformations in life don't happen loudly. They don't arrive with noise, chaos, or warning signs. They happen quietly, internally, silently, in the unseen parts of your life, in the thoughts you changed, in the patterns you broke, in the moments you chose growth, even when it was uncomfortable, until one day, without warning, everything clicks. Everything begins to make sense. Everything aligns in a way it never has before. And suddenly, it's undeniable, not just to the world, but to you. And that's where you are right now, right here, at that edge, between who you used to be and who you've quietly become, between the version of you that was still searching and the version of you that finally knows. And your shift, it's not something that's coming someday in the future. It's not something far away. It's not something you need to wait for anymore. It's already here, already in motion, in ways you can't fully see yet, but can absolutely feel. And very soon, it will show itself in your reality, in your opportunities, in your relationships, in your peace, in ways that will feel almost surreal because of how naturally it all comes together. You'll see it, you'll recognize it, you'll feel it deeply, and more than anything, you'll live it. You're ready. Not someday, not almost. Now, you're aligned, more than you've ever been before. You're open, without fear, without resistance, without needing to control what happens next. And everything you've been calling in, everything you've been preparing yourself for, everything that's been slowly making its way toward you, through delays, through lessons, through growth, is finally arriving. So don't resist it. Don't pull back now. Don't question it just because it feels unfamiliar. Don't doubt it just because it's happening differently than you expected. This is what alignment feels like. This is what it looks like when things finally start flowing. Let it in, fully, without hesitation, without fear, without second guessing. Let yourself receive it, because this time, it's not temporary. It's not another false start. It's not something that's going to slip away. This time, it's real.